16 shocking celebrity drug addicts. Number 16. Robert Downey Jr. Our Iron Man, Robert, has been notoriously known for having a few problems with the law and with drugs. He claims he was addicted to drugs since the age of 8, since his father also had issues as well. He reported that his father was the root of his problem since he was the one who provided him with drugs. Downey was arrested for possession of heroin, cocaine, and an unloaded .357 Magnum during a traffic stop for speeding. 15. Angelina Jolie. Celebrities seem to have it all. Money, fast cars, a well-paying career, but others want more than that. They want drugs. Angelina Jolie also has a pretty bad problem with drugs, and in this photo we can tell she looks completely out of it. Here we can see Angelina on the phone with her drug dealer looking for more smack. This Oscar-winning actress was caught on camera trying to get more heroin and cocaine. Drugs are bad, okay? Number 14. Russell Brand. He's been in a few films of him acting as a rock star or party guy, and seems like that might have been the good role for him. Weed, coke, booze, acid, crack, heroin were all drugs that Russell partaked in. He eventually quit because he was afraid that he might die. It's been 10 years since he's drank, and you can see them make fun of him about this in the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Number 13. Demi Lovato. Many Demi Lovato fans would be rather surprised to hear about her prior drug addiction. It's something she doesn't really like to talk about, but during a candid interview she admitted to smuggling drugs on planes and did coke everywhere she went. This Disney star now lives a sober lifestyle and went to a treatment facility. Number 12. Fergie. Stacey Ferguson, also known as Fergie, shared with Time magazine about her struggle with drugs before joining the Black Eyed Peas. She began trying ecstasy, then quickly changed to meth during her time working with a girl group named Wild Orchard. Her addiction got the worst of her at this time, and she was getting paranoid that the FBI was following her. Fergie claims to have quit and has been clean for the past 10 years. Number 11. Miley Cyrus. Does this surprise anyone? Miley admits to smoking weed, even though there's been a lot of pressure to do coke in Hollywood. Even though it's technically illegal, Miley lit up a joint on stage at Amsterdam because she thought it would be funny. Basically, she's gotten rid of her entire Disney kid image and says she's dabbled in Molly as well. Not exactly still a role model for kids. Number 10. Nicole Richie. Being young and dumb can lead to stupid things. The daughter of Lionel Richie, Nicole Richie, was on a reality TV show with Paris Hilton, and they seem to make the perfect duo since they both have quite a bit in common. She admits to doing cocaine, heroin, and seemed to go through a lot of her dad's cash. She claims she probably spent about $170 worth of drugs a night, depending on their quality. This usage resulted in 3 arrests and 5 car crashes. Number 9. Heath Ledger. The Joker from Batman was apparently living a second life that his fans didn't know about. Heath Ledger passed away from an accidental overdose on prescription drugs. This deadly cocktail included Xanax, Oxycodone, Hydrocodone, Temazepam, and others. Heath was found in Mary-Kate Olsen's apartment dead on the floor. Reports state witnesses saying that they saw him popping 6 ecstasy pills at one time and washed it down with a swig of champagne. If only he would have gotten some treatment, maybe this horrible incident would have never happened. Drugs are no joke. Number 8. David Duchovny, the star of X-Files and Californication, had a serious problem with what he calls sex addiction and cheated on his wife on plenty of occasions. The womanizer you see on Californication is basically the same Dave in real life. He is also admitted to doing cocaine in college and claims that it's perfectly normal. His other reasons for drugs is pretty ridiculous. He confesses he also did it so he can get into character while playing an addicted doctor in the clutches of the Mafia. Get out of here. Number 7. Tila Tequila. The bisexual reality star is basically known for trying to get attention and also her drug usage. We've recently heard accounts of her becoming a Nazi, and apparently she's figured out why that is. She blames her drug use and the death of a former lover and wants a second chance from her fans. She suffered an overdose on pills and had a brain aneurysm. That's why you shouldn't do drugs. Number 6. Mccully Culkin. The guy who was made famous by Home Alone was arrested for possession of marijuana and Xanax during a rough time in his life. It seems like the child stars don't know how to handle not being in the spotlight and resort to doing drugs. What seemed to be an innocent boy just a few years ago has completely transformed. He denies using heroin but admits that methadone is his drug of choice and eases his heroin urge. Number 5. Drew Barrymore. Drew had a dark side to her before she became that all-American girl in The Wedding Singer. She's a well-liked actress now, but had to fight some demons to get to where she is today. At a young age, she developed an appetite for drugs and alcohol. She began smoking pot at the age of 10 and even did cocaine at 12. Later on, she was even in an X-rated film before she made it to the big screen. Drew isn't afraid to share stories from her past and has learned that she can stay sober and not go back to the way she used to be. Number 4. Dwayne Johnson. The former professional wrestler became famous with his charisma and chiseled body. What a lot of people don't know is that Dwayne had admitted to Fortune magazine about using steroids at the age of 19. At that time in his life, he says he didn't really understand what he was doing. It's true he has had a good workout routine and keeps getting bigger and bigger, but you have to wonder if it's on his mind. Number 3. 50 Cent's rapid weight loss. Many are extremely shocked of what lengths 50 Cent went through for his next movie, Things Fall Apart, which is about a cancer-stricken football player. He went from being a healthy 214 pounds to 160 in the course of 9 weeks. People claim he did it with the help of drugs. 50 still holds his word and says it's been from a liquid diet and working out 3 hours a day. What do you believe? Number 2. Lisa Robbins Kelly. A beautiful actress from That 70s Show, she played a role as Eric Foreman's mean older sister, Lori Foreman. She passed away at only the age of 43, and many were shocked. She had just checked herself into rehab and seemed to be on the right track. She was previously arrested for spousal abuse and DUI. Then tragedy struck. On August 15, 2003, she died in her sleep at the facility. The coroner concluded it was an overdose on multiple drugs. Her husband later filed a lawsuit for negligence. No one knows how the drugs made it into the rehab facility. Number 1. Charlie Sheen. You name it, Charlie Sheen has done it. Who else deserves a place on the top of our list more than Charlie? Charlie's been smoking crack since 2010 and most likely still does. Stories of him spending ridiculous amounts of money on porn stars and drugs are all over the web. He apparently spends at least $3,000 on cocaine and $15,000 a month according to one of his call girls. His problem is so out of control, his contract was canceled by 2.5 Men by CBS. To add insult to injury, Charlie revealed the fact that he is HIV positive. Can't these celebrities just keep themselves in check?